Um, Chris lives behind a PNC Bank in Meadville, Pennsylvania, in an apartment with his mother. His mother suffers from dementia, apparently. I was on the first day there. I was walking around town, and I think it was the first day or second day. I don't know exactly when. I was walking around town and I stopped at this coffee shop. I was standing there to charge my phone. It was the only phone I had. I was scared to reach out to my family. I said if I contact my family or something like that, then they'll get hurt, or with other family members that didn't think they already hurt. I sat there and heard a woman saying that they were gonna knock Chris's mom down. Say she fell, or say I knocked her over or something like that, and they were gonna trump up a charge on me. I didn't know nobody there. It's a small town. Didn't grow up there. It is what it is. So they were gonna trump a charge on me. He yelled at the woman. I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" So y'all better fucking not. I was like, "That's the reason why I don't want to join." Plain and simple. No fucking values. So, charging my phone. After I leave that place or whatever, walking around town. And, they still threaten to cut and stab me. All the different dynamics of the usual aspects. And, places I stopped at: Taco Bell, Subway, Dollar Store, Dollar General, the Bistro. I walked around town. I even stared at the creek there, right across from the mall. It's a beautiful creek. Don't get me wrong, I grew up in the South. I'm used to muddy water. That's what I know. When I went up north, water is beautiful, crystal clear. Too fucking cold to swim in it. But I remember seeing it because of the fact that my life was being destroyed. So I was trying to see what I could see when I could see it. So I stayed there for about a week. Towards the last day of me staying there, Chris gives me a room at a Days Inn. Gives me a coffee from the Sit and Go. I even filled out an application for being one of the sign guys or whatever for advertisements, waving at traffic or whatever, holding up a sign. Gives me a room at the Days Inn. Well, if you're in Meadville, the Days Inn is right across, right next to Cornerstone Baptist Church, and right up the road from that is a Holidays Inn. But I was at the Days Inn. He gets me a room at the Days Inn. For some reason he really wanted me to stay the night at the Days Inn. Now prior to this, he gets a Go phone from the store, and he leaves the key in the car. I think he was in a way trying to give me an out, because I didn't know what was about to happen. He leaves the key in the keys in the car or whatever. But I'm not a thief. I ain't just gonna take somebody's car for no reason. Don't get me wrong. Survival wise, it was there. Morally though, I just couldn't do it. So he comes back out. He's got a Go phone in a bag, and he gets me a room at a Holidays Inn. Gets me a couple hot dogs on the hot dog stand, and what was it? A Snickers bar and a soda, and a Sloppy Joe's. They also sell Sloppy Joe's there. Another thing, I don't know what the fuck y'all selling packets of vinegar for. I didn't know what it was for, so I put it on my fries, which was a weird fucking combination. But different environment, I guess. But so I was told, everybody was talking about how I was supposed to be OD'd. And I thought it was Roberto Perez who was supposed to OD me. This is where it didn't make sense a little bit. So I'm waiting for, so when I come into the room and Chris leaves or whatever, I take this ashtray. Now, let me explain something before I say this. First couple days I was there, Chris takes me to this tavern, watch a hockey game there. And I noticed that the hockey team players were talking about Chris, and they said that the skinheads were was going to stomp me out when I walked out or whatever, depending on the winning of the game or something like that. They were trying to fuck me up. So I ordered a glass bottle. And at that pivotal point is where I guess I just started deciding that I'm willing to fight back if necessary. So I start counting heads, start counting items, what can be used as a weapon, what can't be, how fast I can pull a juggernaut. It's a hard realization to come to. But technically this is a realization I came to in the past before that, because of what people did to me in the past. But I think I let it really just set in, and it's like, this is my environment now. This is going to be my environment. So I need to hold this mentality set. Well, after the hockey game, I know it was Pittsburgh Penguins and something else. Now, it was Chris's idea to go to a tavern, and he asked me if I wanted to see a hockey game. So yeah. At that point in time, I wanted to see anything and everything. Just say I lived it. So, moving things up, I'm at the Days Inn, take an ashtray. It's a heavy glass ashtray. I wrap it in a towel. I set it in the corner. I put my back against the corner, right next to a window where I can see out. See the doors coming in, an entry point, or at least one entry point. So that way the only other entry point is I just got to listen to footsteps down the hall to come towards the door. And I take the ink pens out of the brochure, and I stick them behind my ear, and I stick one on the counter. Oh, one right next to the table where I was eating. And they said that if I eat elongated foods, they were going to punk me out. So I took the hot dogs and I cut them into small pieces. So I realized that they were starting to, I guess, fuck with my behavior a little bit. Afterwards, I realized is that they rushed the door. Fucked. Eat my food. So I go out to the front counter, and I tell them that something's wrong with my room. I need another room. So she gives me another room. And she didn't ask for my other key back. So now I got a fallback point. A fallback point to another room. So I go into that room real fast. Set up an ashtray, set the pins up. Pretty much will place weaponry in case I had to fight for my life. Yeah, I noticed the church after I went to my fallback room. So I go there, and I think I left the TV on to make sure it sounded like people were in the room. And there's a couple people on the steps, and they're messaging on the phone, and then when they realized I spotted them, they walked off real fast. But I go up to the church. People at the church seem weird. I just asked if I could pray. It might be my last night. Why not? I'm not real religious. Don't get me wrong. Grew up Southern Baptist. Barely go to church. And I read the Bible a little bit. But I'm not a real religious man when it comes to that dynamic. It's just, I guess in general is that everybody, My religion is my own, but I prayed. And I just sat there for a while. And they asked me if I needed help, and then they gave me a small orange Bible. And started realizing that these people could possibly be skinheads. But they let me use the phone, and I called Chris. Chris comes back. He asked me if I want to stay at his house or at the Days Inn. I said, I'd rather stay at your house. So, the next day, Chris gets me a bus ticket. Right there in the mall. This little convenience store in the mall. So, gets me a bus ticket. But I don't trust the bus ticket because somebody says LeBron was going to pay a bus driver or something like that to send me back down south to get framed for murder. So, I start walking. I start walking from there towards Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Where I get Pittsburgh? Chris said it was a big city. He was going to move there. He was going to go there, and just never took me there within that week. He said he was going to go there within that week. I was going to ride with him just to see what the city's like. I was trying to find a way to get away, somewhere to get safe, somewhere to start over, somewhere to call a home. Because what I thought was home was no more. That core aspects, that comfort that you feel when you come home. Home is not a structure. Home is memories, emotions, friends, family. Wasn't there. So I start walking, and state trooper stops. He asked me, and I gave him my social security number because I didn't have my ID. All I had my phone wasn't charged, and all I had was a bag on me. Now, prior to this, Chris took me to this place, this little dam, where these codfish were so, I guess, bountiful or plentiful or whatever. There's a lot of fucking fish, to where they would just overlap. They would group, and people go down there and feed the fish. And Chris got a bunch of this old bread, I think, from his job at the bowling alley. And we went there and we fed the fish, and I asked him. And I said quietly, I said, you want to go with me to San Francisco? And because I had the feeling that if I would have left them, because I was, prior to this, skinheads was trying to frame me for murders. So technically I was nervous for his life. Don't know why. Caught compassion within the moment. But so after that or whatever, I asked him, I was like, told him, it's like, you possibly stop giving me some aspirin. He comes out with 3 fucking full bottles worth of aspirin. Straight out the Dollar General, said they were on sale. And he had a smirk on his face, kinda. Because he knew that I was already being, I guess, pushed to my limit. That the pressure was getting to me of having to deal with so much stress and so many people. Pretty much rather skinheads just wouldn't leave me the fuck alone at that point. So anyways, I start walking after the bus ticket. I start walking towards Pittsburgh, supposedly going on the interstate. State trooper stops, says that pretty much is that he says I couldn't be walking the interstate, and he handcuffed me. I had no weaponry, no nothing on me or anything. I was very cordial, gave him all my information. I get in the car. I'm sitting in the car, and he whispers, he's like, I ought to send your ass back down south. I'm like, what the fuck? There must be something serious going down south. If a cop says he's going down south, then apparently they're trying to trump me up for something. This will come into play later on. But So he puts me. He says, but he said I won't get you to another road. It's pretty much like a country road or whatever that leads straight to Pittsburgh. Gets me on this country road. I start walking from the store they dropped me off at. Start walking, get a pretty good ways, get this like little small town area, and I walk through that. It's quaint. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's just starting to become summer. I remember that. Hills, very green. Pennsylvania's a beautiful state. Cleveland was a beautiful city, at least the downtown part. The architecture, structure. It was a sight. But anyways, I'll start walking past this small town, and I'll walk through it. And it's say I walk up to this restaurant, pretty much on the outskirts of town, just a country restaurant. And a guy stops, and he asked me if I was asking for a ride, and a guy drove past while I was asking him. He was leaving the parking lot, and I was asking these people for a ride, and they said they couldn't help me, and he drove past. I was like, "Excuse me, sir," and I asked him. He said, "Yeah." So I gave him some gas money to take me to the next town over. I can't remember the town name of the town, but I can definitely find it on a fucking Google Map easily. So I'm there, and as soon as he lets me out, I don't know where to go. So I go to a convenience store, get a drink or whatever, and afterwards I looked around town for a second, just in that general area, and then I saw this church. Well, I figured the church kept me safe last time, I guess, being on the church steps in Cleveland. So many people's fucking head hunting. So I sat down at church, starting to get chilly anyways. Sat there a little bit, and then a cop pulls up. Blonde cop, female. About $1.20, $1.30. Skinnier build. Anywhere from 25 to 30, 32, somewhere around there. Very stern but kind. It seems like. Smokes. After that, she's like, "Well, it's a little chilly." And she asked me if I had any place to stay or whatever. Rounds my information. I said no. So she invited me over to the station. The station is literally right next to the church. Go fucking fig. Talking about your legal rights next to your biblical rights. Go figure. Get in there and start having a conversation. And notice that she seems a little sad. I'm guessing that she knows of the situation, because when we walked in, she said something about some Nazi shit. She's like, "Yeah, that Nazi shit." And I started explaining the story a little bit, and then we started just having a conversation, like small talk conversation. And I kind of analyzed her, because I was analyzing the situation I was in. And she asked me if I was hungry. I said, sure. So she goes over to this little small town pizza joint, about a block over. We literally walked over to it. It's right on the other side of the church at the four-way. She gets a pizza, large pepperoni. She asked me what I like, and a 2-liter. She asked me though when we got back. She's like, "What kind of music do you like? Country or rock?" I said, "I can listen to both. I like country, rock, rap, all sorts." She's like, "Well, which one you like?" I said, "Rock." I didn't think about it until I heard somebody over, whispering over the monitor in the next room or whatever, because she realized she was on camera. She started ducking her face. That country meant meth, rock meant crack, rap coke. She might as well have fucking threw in the jazz for the heroin. She's trying to pull a report, but then I'm thinking because it was so loud, that so many people were knowing about it, that about the Roberto Perez situation, that she decided not to or something. I don't fucking know. But go figure, huh? There's a big chunk of fucking innuendo. Law-abiding citizen. What kind of music do you like? So, a male cop shows up. Seems kind of dickish. Real fucking D-bag. And, I didn't realize that they possibly could be dating until later on, or fucking small town bullshit. You know, co-workers dating or married or something. How if I know? But she was saying that she was gonna go catch a hockey game the next day. I was like, "Can I ride?" Save me the fucking walk, because I didn't know where I was. I didn't know how much country road was out there, and I knew if I would have kept walking, I was a dead man. And she said, "I don't know how to think about it. If you're still in town tomorrow or whatever, just stop by or something like that." And yes, I can't ID these motherfuckers. And D-bag cop shows up. He's kind of stern, kind of a fucking douchebag. I'm gonna make something clear. Just because you're a cop doesn't mean you gotta be an asshole. That's real. Asshole's a fucking asshole. Put a badge on it or not, an asshole's an asshole. But well, instead of letting me stay there or whatever, keep warm, he was saying that there's a fucking shelter or something. The guy or whatever was being a pretty much a territorial dick, and it was saying that, well, you'd have to leave here, while the female officer was trying to let me stay to keep warm or something. And I heard something like they might have stomped me out or beat me over the head or something. Fuck if I know, some Nazi shit. So I leave. You get the pizza, but I realized after I ate a couple of slices of pizza, I started feeling funny. So I quit eating the pizza. I left the pizza right there on the front steps of the police station. And I left them the 2-liter or whatever. And I came back and I asked exactly where somewhere I could go near a store, and they told me, which was right across the 4-way. So I walk over there. This is where I realized that anything's possible when you're in survival mode. So go over there and I politely talk to the cashier. And I ask her, I said, "Look, I'm not from here. I don't have a place to stay. I don't know how far the next town is or whatever. If you don't mind, I'll buy a cup of coffee and everything like that, and I'll buy something. But if you don't mind, is there any way I can just sit off in the corner of the parking lot until the morning?" And from there, she's like, "As long as you don't cause no trouble or anything." I said, "No, it won't." So I'm sitting there by the last window, and I'm sitting next to this, I think it was an ice machine or something like that. And I got my bags there, like my 2 little fucking grocery bags and stuff. And later on, 3 guys show up. All of them were skinheads apparently. Older guy, heavy set. Younger guy, heavy set with bald head, and a skinny motherfucker with hair. Redneck looking motherfucker. I call them Slims. Plain and simple. Skinny in training. But anyways, apparently the guy with hair is supposed to have the knife. They were gonna cut my face. They was worried because of the fact of the matter is that I was taking aspirins to make sure that if they cut my face, I would bleed out. I guess that's a smart way of me saying that either you're going to have to do me in or I'm going to live. So, be honest with you, I was playing the chessboard, but making them having to play checkers. Which was, now I think about it, pretty fucking smart. So, anyways, and apparently when they sat down to the fucking board, they were too scared to play the fucking game when it came down to it. They didn't mind fucking sitting there and making a move on a chessboard, but when it came to fucking jumping a piece on a checkerboard, it was a whole different fucking story. So, a cop shows up, the same D-bag fucking male cop that was in the station, shows up, and I'm sitting there leaning, I'm drinking a cup of coffee. And all I have on me is the pins from the Days Inn or whatever. And the cop sits there and says that Roberto Perez says if he stands backs up or whatever, if he doesn't stay sitting there until the morning, if he stands back up, then I'm supposed to shoot out his fucking legs. So I finished my coffee. Sitting next to 3 skinheads and a badge that don't fucking weigh out the shit. By this point, I made my decision. I walked through them. They're gonna fucking jump. They're gonna jump. If not, then not. So I walked right through the fucking crowd of them. And they're talking about how they're gonna fucking cut my face and all that, like, right there. They were even talking about it on camera right there in front of the fucking store about how he's gonna blow out my fucking legs. Cause I guess they didn't think that I'd still be here. And honestly, I didn't think either. But anyways, I go back into the store or whatever, and I get a cup of coffee, and I make sure I find the hottest fucking pot. And I pour up the coffee. I make me a cup of coffee, but this time I keep the lid popped. So as I'm walking out the store and I got no lid on the coffee, I stick the pin behind my ear. And I do a walkthrough on them. See if there was about anything. They didn't do nothing. They just sat there and kept talking shit about how they were going to cut my face and all this, and they're just going to wait till I dozed out. And when I dozed out, they're just going to walk up and cut me and run off. So I said, fuck that. I slow sip my coffee. And I noticed that the cop's getting kind of edgy. Keeps looking over his shoulder because he realized I stuck the pin behind my ear. Now, at this point in time, I'm going to be straight up and honest with you. When you say you're going to blow out my fucking legs because some rich guy said so, well, you are no longer a fucking cop. You are a hired gun. Slab of meat. It is what it is. So I sat there and drink my cup of coffee. I finish it. I walk up close to him, which made the cops uneased. And grab my bags, walk to the trash can or whatever, throw the cup away, and I just kind of walked off looking at him. And I walked through the town, and the cop prior to this, the same D-bag cop said there was a truck station, but I didn't really believe that there was a truck station because all I saw was a fucking dark ass country fucking road. But he said there's a truck stop a little while up. And would you believe somebody was threatening to fucking blow out your fucking knees because some rich guy wanted to fucking say, well, he need to learn this fucking place? I'm realizing I'm fucking learning it, by the way. But so start walking, and I get to the edge of town. I realize there's nothing there. So I sat next to a sign in this car lot at the edge of the town, and it was like a dealership. It was a Ford or Chevy dealership, I don't know, but decent sized dealership. And I guess skinheads kept doing drive-throughs on the highway or whatever next to me, just keeping an eye on me. And needless to say, a cop shows up, same D-bag fucking cop. He said, "Didn't I tell you to leave? Didn't I tell you that you need to walk out to the truck station?" I said, "Yeah, but it's a long, dark-ass road." He said, and I was like, "I can't see nothing in fucking front of me." I was worried that literally I walked the fucking road, coincide, all they had to do was drive up, pop, pop. I'd fall, be done with, nobody knew me there, didn't have my ID. I'd been toe tagged, signed, sealed, delivered. That was it. I kind of knew it away. And I said I wasn't going to give it to him. I'm thinking that most of my family probably already did. Look up the sky. Said, "See you soon." I ate a bottle of aspirin. Ate a bottle of aspirin. Because if I was going to die, I was going to die on my motherfucking feet. And I'm going to die like some fucking stranger that didn't fucking know me. I'm going to give him that. I'm going to give him the aspect of fucking feeling hard. Because they shot somebody that was already beaten down, tired, weak. wasn't in me. But before that, before I asked him, I started walking out of town. And the skinheads just starting to drive a little faster by me. And I find this yard and I run into it because of the fact that there's this tree. Big open front yard, there's this tree there. And there's a light. And like a light that's centered into the yard. And so I sit there by the tree. And I'm thinking, as long as I stay in the light, well, that's some kind of protection. Next thing I know, the guy comes out circling me, the dude that lives there. He's got a compact Glock. I thought my hands real fast. I'm like, sir, I didn't mean no harm or whatever. I'm trying to get warm and trying to stay safe. He said, well, sir, you gotta leave. You gotta get out the yard. And right as I said, no problem. I grabbed my bags. Right as I grabbed my bags, he said, you should have fucking joined. You should have joined. And I just started crying a little bit. So I walked back into town. I made my peace then. That's when I chose to eat the aspirin. I guess my heart was stronger than I thought. Now that I think about it, it was weak of me to eat the aspirin. But I didn't feel like I had any other choice. I wasn't about to die from some punk ass motherfucker that's gonna bury me in the fucking back ass woods. So cop shows back up, I'm in town and I'm sitting there and I'm feeling my heart race and I can't barely even stand. And I'm puking up the aspirin and blood. Cop pulls up with his gloves on, whips in, jumps out like he's about to fucking shoot me. And asks me to stand up. He knows that I can barely stand. He looks down. He asked me if there's any weapons in the fucking bag. I was like, dude, I was just in your police station. You didn't think they would have checked it then? So I'm sitting there, and I got my hands on the car hood. And she sees the puke on the ground, and he knows I can barely stand. He looks at the bottles, and he sees one bottle empty. Because Chris came out with 3 big-ass bottles full. And, he looks at me, straight face as fuck. He says, walk. He says, you gotta leave, you gotta walk. So I grab my bag. And I start walking. Into the dark. Empty ass backwoods country road.